Hello, amazing souls. Welcome to your weekly energy update. And before we jump into the update, I did want to mention that as part of my YouTube subscriber marathon last Friday, I did put out a video on how you can enter a drawing to win one of the 30-minute recorded personal readings. So if you're interested in that giveaway, I will put the link down in the description box below. And at the end of this video, it'll be in the playlist as well. So the more comments I get on that video, the more I will offer of those individual recorded personal readings. So if they interest you, be sure to check that out. So for the energy update for this week, wow, we are entering the pre-shadow of Mercury Retrograde today on August 21st. And I know, don't freak out. Mercury Retrograde can bring some wonderful things, which we will talk about briefly here as well. But all the planets are in retrograde or pre-shadow except for Venus and Mars now. And Mars will actually next week on September 4th also go into pre-shadow. So we'll be only having the planet Venus not in retrograde. What does that mean? Well, retrograde, they all kind of turn that energy more where we're focusing on inward things rather than so many outward things. So you might have been having this for a little bit because all the planets started to go into pre-shadows and retrogrades to, point us inward. So you've probably been feeling it for a while anyway. So at least you know, like, oh, that's why I'm so focused on my inner growth. Well, the Mercury retrograde, of course, like I said, it's going into the pre-shadow, and it's starting off in the sign of Virgo. Now, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, so it's very much at home there, but it deals with health. It deals with listening to your body, also kind of like your work routine, and also it has to do with pets too. So as you go into and start this pre-shadow, some of those subjects might come up about reflecting on those. Then on August 27th, Mercury moves into Libra. And of course, Libra is more of that building, healing, relationships types of energy, balancing things, creating win-wins. So that will kind of have a shift in what you're reflecting on. And then we will hit the retrograde itself on September 10th. Now, retrograde means planets actually don't go backwards, of course. So like Mercury is the closest, let's pretend this is the sun. Mercury is closest to the sun. So the Earth is out here. So Mercury's orbits faster, so it's going to go around faster. And so at one point, it looks like it's behind us, but it's actually lapping us. So that does take it into different energies, and that's why that reflection, comes into play with that as well. So even it goes into the retrograde on September 10th, in the sign of Libra, it eventually kind of backs back up and goes back into Virgo on September 24th. And it'll stay in Virgo until it goes direct, which means it starts moving forward again. And it'll be in that post-shadow period until like October 17th. But October 11th, it does move back into Libra, so you can kind of see how you're going to bounce back and forth between that Virgo energy, that Libra energy, the Virgo energy, and back into Libra energy. So, the pre-shadow, we start to feel that emphasis of the retrograde. And then when the retrograde hits on September 10th, we're full-blown in super reflective mode. And then the post-shadow happens when we go direct on October 2nd through October 17th. The post-shadow is not as intense as the pre-shadow and the retrograde. It's more reflecting on what you learned during that reflection period. So little quick update on how that Mercury retrograde works. And of course, Mercury is all about communication, social connection. It actually is also like siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins. So that type of relatives, but not like your children or parents, more everyone outside of that. So that might come into play too during this period with those subjects that you'll be looking at. Now, you might have heard, people get scared around the Mercury retrograde and go, oh my gosh, here we go. But there's positive things you can do. Look at it like tides, right? If you're trying to launch a boat, when the tide's coming in, you're going to struggle and it's going to be tough, and the boat probably will capsize, and you're going to invest a lot of energy but not get very far with it. Well, that's the time that you would mend your nets and do stuff, but not try to launch things and put things out there, right? Because when the tide is going out, that's when, the planet's direct. That's when you launch things. Then things go very smoothly and very easily. So during a retrograde, you can take total, use of that energy and edit things, like do the redo things, breathe life into old ideas, clean things out, declutter, deal with the clutter that you have around you. Because during this period also, the energy can bring up old patterns or old challenges for you to review during this period. And it's all this preparation for you to then launch into a new area of your life with this new information that you gleaned during that period. So it can be a very, very positive use of that energy. And, we all need some downtime to rest and rejuvenate and just reflect on things. And that's what this period brings. So we're also going to jump in to each individual zodiac sign and just see what the universe and spirit would like you to know on what you can do with this Mercury retrograde energy from today, August 21st, through October 17th, which will be the end of that post-shadow period. So we'll jump into your reading right now for your sign. All right, Cancer signs, this is your weekly energy update, and we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Wisdom of the Oracle. And any of the cards I use in a reading, I do list in the description box below. We're just going to check here and see what the Creator and Spirit would like you to know and how you can use this retrograde energy. All right, so for our Cancer signs, what would you like them to know, please? Okay, actually, they do want this one right there. And you have tick-tock. Tick-tock. Card number 30. Time is ticking. So let's put that here, and let's see what message comes with this for you. Of course, this is about timelessness, divine timing, and immeasurable time. When humans created time, everything changed and contracted. People have come to look at life in a linear way, imagining that the past is behind them and the future is ahead of them. But what if that isn't true at all? What if everything, creativity, beauty, chaos, and order, were happening now in a glorious timelessness? You have all the time in the world to co-create the life you desire, so release your agenda. Let go of your need to shape each moment to your expectations, knowing that what is yours will never be withheld from you. Miracles are here right now and always show up when you need them. Right on time. I love that. Also, I'm going to read the relationship message for this card because of that Libra energy that you're going to experience with that Mercury retrograde when it goes into Libra. So that says love, the fulfillment of desire, and even the body's reproductive cycles have their own timetable. Some things are preordained and cannot be coerced. Everything has its season, its divine and appropriate timing, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Remember that you always have enough time for love, to find it, to nurture it, to give and receive it. Its clock is eternal and ticks according to the beating of your heart in perfect rhythm. Isn't that wonderful to know? Love is always right on time. Beautiful. Yeah, so evidently this is all about reflecting on timing and your connection to that things have to happen in a certain order, in a certain amount of a time frame, and in learning to trust the divine timing, of life. We're also going to pull some cards here from the Ancestral Path Tarot, just see what else they'd like to add regarding the subject of time. Kind of feel like it's going to be, what is your concern around time? Like, what area of your life are you concerned about? It's kind of what I feel it is here for our Cancer signs, please. Okay, actually I want that one right there. This is the Nine of Sacred Circles, the Nine of Pentacles. So for true fulfillment in the physical world, this is what the timing's all about. So it's about like when your timing attached to success, to feeling this external fulfillment, like when you're reaching the goals that you feel you need to in the external world. The 9 is all about, like the Hermit card, it's the number 9 in the major arcana. It's about the inner search for your fulfillment. It is about connecting to your higher self and to the spiritual world is what brings this revelation for you here, where you feel this wholeness and this completeness from within, not from having those outside things that happen. So this TikTok is this transformation that you have over these next 2 months, from today until October 17th, when the Mercury Retrograde is done with its shadows and everything, that by that time you're going to be like, oh, now I see, I have this trust in finding that truly, like it said, you are finding that you have everything you need right here, right now, and it's all happening in perfect timing and unfolding in a perfect way. I'm also going to pull a card here from the Dreamers deck and see what else they want to add to that. Okay, they do want that one right there. Fast and Furious. So I'll let you see that, and then I will read it. And it says, I know that exploring my passions will lead me to my purpose. I'm doing what feels good. Yeah, so that's what it comes into being here. Instead of meeting up to all these expectations of the outside world, the timing of the outside world, you're finding this wholeness and this completeness from within, and you feel like you have found your purpose. And we find that not by the dreams that are given to you from the outside world, right? All those supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and all that stuff. When you turn inward to your heart and connect to the higher realms, you realize what it is, how you truly want to express your unconditional love to the world in your own unique way. You look at 30, you add 3 plus 0 together, you get back to the 3, which is the Empress energy, creativity, expressing yourself. The 3 of Pentacles, too, is the message of all about authentically expressing yourself into the world in your own way. And when you're doing that, and you're not attaching to outcomes, it's like doing these readings. I can get drawn into, that I need to be at a certain point and be doing a certain amount and be earning a certain amount and doing whatever in order to feel successful with it. But what it comes down to is when I realize that this is what I love to do. I love bringing messages of love from above to the world and to individuals to help them on their path to remember how powerful they are and the connection we have to the upper worlds. I could care less about the outcomes in the future because I'm doing what I love in this moment. And that's kind of what I feel you're coming to with all this. Then we're also going to pull from the Chinese tarot and just get more clarification on this timing. Okay, they do want that one. And that one. See, they're doing it in their own unique way here. Okay. So what else for our Cancer signs, please? Okay. So it's these right here. All right. So this is what they want it to look like. Let me just make some space here so we can go over each. So you do have the Two of Coins, so the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles is this message about balancing the upper and the lower, but that also in every moment you have a choice on how you look at the outside world. It's either going to be connected to unconditional love from above or the fear of losing conditional love of the human side. So there's balancing out of understanding about what it is you're truly searching for. And that life, external life, is this ebb and flow. It's not going to be 100% in the spiritual world, because why be here if you're 100% in the spiritual world? Just go ahead and move on, which we don't want to do. Here in this physical plane, we came here to experience the ebbs and the flows, experience the opposites. So the Two of Coins is bringing that in, that there's no wrong emotion, there's no wrong feeling, there's no wrong thing that you're doing, but you are ready for this movement to this new level. Yeah, because you have the Tower. So you have the endings, new beginnings coming in. You have things are being removed out of your life on purpose for a purpose, and things are being brought into your life on purpose for a purpose in the outside world, in order to bring you to this point where you understanding that when things are happening, so when things get removed, it's not happening to you. It's not a punishment. It's not because you did something wrong. It's because it's time for that obstacle, that experience to be moved out of your life to allow you to move on to the next one. So there is a lot of wisdom coming in here. Yeah, and you have the Knight of Staves, or the Knight of Wands, which is all about movement of your energy. So you are having this change and the quest for understanding your power, because that's what knights do. Knight's quest, that's what they like to do. They go off on adventures, and the Knight of Wands is in search of the wand, the Ace of Wands, because the Ace of Wands is what allows you to feel that ability to focus the energy where you want it to go, rather than, it just shooting all over the place like a lightning bolt that is, oh my gosh, I can't believe it went over that way. You are learning how to direct your power and where you want it to go because of this inner search, right? So I love that. And then you have the Sun. So perfect. Yeah, you do have the revelation that's coming in. You have this brilliant, beautiful light that is lighting up a lot of different areas of your life, bringing awareness, but it's also bringing you back to your childhood. It's like, childhood dreams, when before children have their bubbles burst, when you ask them what they want to be, they're like, I want to be an astronaut, I want to be a doctor, I want to be an alien, whatever it might be. They're so imaginative, and they don't see limitations to anything, and they just want to explore and express themselves until they're taught and suppressed, and like we're talking about here, before time was created, it was free, right? But then when time was created, it constricted things. That's what I'm feeling, is that you're going back to this place where you don't feel constricted as you did before, as you connect to your inner place here. Yeah, you are in the journey of worth. The Five of Coins, the Five of Pentacles is, or in this case, they called them circles. You are in this journey, this transformation of this worth. These three cards represent at the end of this retrograde period, where you're going to be at, what impacts is it going to have. And this is telling you that you've moved from a place of looking to the world to define you, like your worth, but also looking to the outside world as your source of your daily needs, of your sustenance. And what you've learned instead by the end of this retrograde period is that humans might bring you things, but they're not the source. They're just the delivery man. It's like ordering something from Amazon. It could appear by, the post office or UPS or FedEx or however it arrives, but that doesn't necessarily mean at all that they're the ones that provided it. They're just the ones that delivered it. And so you do realize that it's the higher places. As you're going inward, you're discovering through your heart that it is the creator of all things that is bringing you your sustenance, and that humans are just the people that sometimes bring it to you. Sometimes Creator doesn't even need a human to bring it to you. It arrives in some other way. But there's this freedom that comes from this, because you're realizing that you're not abandoned, you're not being left, without what you need in your life, because the Creator is your source, the universe, whatever you feel your higher power is. They're the ones that bring you what you need in this moment. They may not bring you everything you need for all future moments right now, but you have what you need in this moment for your adventure. And you learn to trust that, and you learn to release all of that fear about displeasing the outside world. Because if you feel that mankind is what brings you your stuff, then you're in constant fear trying to live up to what they expect you to be, so that they don't ostracize you and cut you off. But when you connect to that inner place, and you connect to that unconditional love to above, you realize that the Creator's love for you is unconditional. No conditions, not one. Just takes one to make it conditional. So there's nothing you can do to lose the love, not lose the favor of your supplier of your sustenance. So you start to calm down. You start to trust that the Creator loves you, and that they will bring you what you need. So beautiful transition there. And then you have the Hermit card. So you have the 9. We talked about the Hermit, about going on your inner search, finding what you need from within, using your beautiful lantern, which is your higher self and your connection to the spirit realm, to be your guide on your path. So with this connection that you've made during this retrograde period, with all that reflection, you trust you are moving in to this beautiful, beautiful place about being yourself, expressing yourself, looking inward for your adventure and your worth. The outside world is just mirrors for you to keep pointing you back to what you're wanting to see within yourself. Yeah. Then you have the Chariot card. And the Chariot card is this wonderful, wonderful recognition that one of the truths that you find within is that within every moment, it's like the Two of Coins. Every moment is a choice. And you get to choose what story you apply to whatever event is happening right now in front of you. You also get to choose what emotion you want to experience as you go through it. And so you do start fearing less about the future, because you realize that you are the one that gets to choose what story you apply to it and what emotion you apply to it. So whatever comes that way. Before, we used to be, oh my God, if this thing happens, this is what it means, this is how I feel. But as this empowerment comes in, and this inner search that you're discovering, you know that no matter what comes around the corner, you could decide, theoretically, you could decide that whatever comes your way, you're going to feel joyous about it, and it means you're amazing. You could. And if you did that for the rest of your life, it might end up getting boring, but at least you can try it for a while, right? but you don't care about what comes next, because you realize that what other people's opinions about what something is supposed to mean and how you're supposed to feel about it, it doesn't matter anymore, because you are the one that holds the power. So you are the one that gets to decide what success means, that you want to feel joy as you go through it. You lose your job in the outside world and you're like, woohoo, now I'm going to go live what I want to do. And people are like, aren't you supposed to be devastated? Aren't you supposed to be scared? And doesn't that mean you're a failure? You're like, no, it means I finally being released, and this, beautiful transformation is happening in my life. This tower moment has happened. It's being removed for me. It's not happening to me. And so you look at life in this completely different way. So I love the trust in timing, the trust in that things are being removed and brought in, and it's all designed for you, and that you're not on this out of control drama train of life, that all this stuff is happening to you and you're being thrown all around, but that you're being taken on an adventure that's for you, and it's empowering. And this hermit journey on the inside feels like such a wonderful new adventure for you instead of a scary place to go visit. So loving that for you. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you want to be part of the drawing to win one of hopefully several 30-minute recorded personal readings, I'll have the link down in the description box below. Also, I'll probably throw in a playlist here too, where you can go to the video. It'll tell you how you can register for that. It's basically putting a comment on that video. And the more comments there are, of course, the more readings that I will offer as giveaways. So if you're interested in that, check that out. Also, if you are wanting more messages of love from above, in addition to these weekly energy updates, I also put out monthly readings for each individual zodiac sign and a few other types of videos throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, also click the subscribe button, and that gives you access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, then you will be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. Also, doing those things helps spread the love, and it helps my channel grow in significant ways. Because when you like a video, share a video, comment on a video, and especially subscribing to the channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so giddy, excited, happy. It does want to share the videos of this channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of that, I am very grateful. Also, these are general readings, and as I mentioned, I do offer personal readings. So if you're looking for specific information and answers for your specific life, you can check out the information on personal readings in the description box below. I am also adding a price scale, like a moving scale, where when you instead of having one set price point, it'll offer a few different price points that you can get a personal reading for. I understand, all of our income is different, it's fluctuating, so we're not always able to give the same amount and pay the same amount for, a reading. So I want to give you options on that. You can choose the one that is right for you. So again, all of that information is listed in the description box below. All right, all you mighty Cancer signs, as you go through this journey, please know every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing retrograde. I'm sure you will be having a blast. But in the meantime, I'm sure I'll be talking to you before the end of the retrograde. So as you go through this, just hang in there. And you, of course, take care.